So how does Nextcloud, because a lot of the people listening, maybe they're new to Nextcloud, they're new to self-hosting, how is this relevant to privacy and security for the individual?
Well, it's sort of your choice of what feels comfortable to you. I think if someone had never used a tool before, what I would recommend personally, I would recommend Syncthing. I would say just set up Syncthing, literally install it on your phone and your computer, and they can communicate together right then. There's nothing else to learn. You could set it up literally in 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. So I would do that, and you could always sync it to someone else's machine, mark it as untrusted, and you can handle encryption in that way to protect your data from that other machine. And it's a good start. I mean, it's just because you're sort of you can take away the server component entirely. And then you can go from there. You could always set that up with like WW data, the right permissions, and then Nextcloud would be able to see it as like external storage. And you could still be running Syncthing to move like, say, large files or whatever. You could have whatever setup that is in addition to the Nextcloud, and they could work together.
Right. Now, more broadly, like someone who's listening, they're using Google Drive. Mm-hmm. They're using Apple iCloud, God forbid, without the end-to-end encryption. Mm-hmm. Mode now. So pretty much they can see everything you're doing. Why would Nextcloud be enticing to this from a privacy and security perspective, or Syncthing, or whatever alternative data storage or data transfer?
I mean, it doesn't have to be. It's like it's your personal use case will vary, but the reality is, like, if you're using Google Drive to move your files, like you basically don't care about the integrity of your data. Like, you don't. And so you can use a tool to encrypt. Like, you could use, GNU PG, or you could use Cryptomator on top of Google Drive to encrypt your data, or something like that. But it sounds like in that case, the person probably just in the end isn't really interested.
Right.
And like, there's nothing wrong with trying it. So you're welcome to use these tools. I would say if you're not sure, then just join a hosted instance. And for your audience, I would recommend looking up LibreHosts like disroot.org or weho.st, and there's another one called Technix, so I'm not going to spell it, and they provide Nextcloud services, and they're basically based out of European countries, and they do a full free software stack because it's like community paid through donations, and it's a different way to do hosting, but they're like legitimate hosts that are really rad, and you can get basically a small free instance. Maybe it's like 100 megs or whatever, or 2 gigs or 3 gigs, but it's not about the storage space. It's more about like a way to experiment with Nextcloud, but also you get something like maybe, calendars and notes and like a Kanban board, but maybe that's a good thing to have on a public instance, and then you just run a different instance for moving your larger files or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, if that makes sense. I would start something like that.